I finished my makeup. I sat down, pressed record, and I can't find my palette. I don't know where the new Natasha Denona palette is. I know I got it in the mail. I swatched, no, I didn't swatch it, but I took a video of it. And so, okay, I'm just gonna go in my kids' room and see if one of them took it. Oh, I found it. It was a random bag. It came in the mail. It shouldn't be in here. This was the throwaway pile. Let's try this again. Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am testing out this new beautiful Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette. This palette just screams my name. I was waiting for Natasha Denona to come out with a palette like this. Honestly, from what I can tell on camera, it is not doing it justice. This is such a beautiful palette. It's my perfect nude palette. It's kind of leaning a little bit more pinky slash cool tone neutral. But we're gonna dig into this. We're gonna do 3 looks and I'm gonna do some comparison at the end. So if you're interested, continue watching. And if you're new here, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe down below. Follow me on Instagram and let's get started. I actually have had this palette for a few days. I just haven't gotten around to recording. I have my Tower 28 concealers right here. I'm actually wearing them today. I just had such a busy week, and also I had some migraines that like debilitate me. I can't function, but I'm excited. I feel great. I want my hands all in this on my lips before everybody asks. It's this trio from Natasha Denona. I think this is from her Dream collection. This is the I Need a Nude Lip Crayon in Natasha, and then the My Dream Lip Gloss and My Dream lipstick. I love this trio. It's beautiful, definitely more on the cooler side. I just thought this would work well with the palette. So this palette is $69 and it's the midi size. I know there's so many reviews already, so I think I'm gonna skip all the details. Let's look at some swatches and then we're just gonna jump into 3 looks. First we have Stone, which is a matte shadow. Whisper, metallic. Ella is a sparkling foiled shadow. Vague is a matte one. Travertine metallic. Delilah sparkling wet effect. Silhouette is a matte. Muse sparkling foiled. Fair matte. Filigree sparkling foiled. Wit a matte finish. Sheen a glossy wet effect. Tender matte, Mesh matte, and Mia sparkling wet effect. So we have 7 matte shadows. I don't think these are cream to matte. They don't feel like that. Then you have 3 sparkling foiled finishes and then 3 eyeshadows in new wet effect formula. This formula is kind of like almost like a topper, just more base to it, more sparkle everywhere. And this is one of my favorite, just in general, like sparkle slash topper, because they do look wet. The sparkles are there, but they're just a little bit more refined. They're not quite so chunky. And this is Mia, what I just swatched right here. Mia is my daughter's name. And so it's exciting. Okay, let's just start playing with this because I'm so excited. Starting off with Mesh, I put this in the crease. This is a beautiful color. When I swatched it, it looked more cool tone than on the eyes. I actually really liked it. Deepening out that crease with Tender. This one definitely has a little bit more of a gray mauve-y tone to it, but it built up nice. I faded kind of everywhere a little bit to blend it into the mesh, and it was beautiful. Now Delilah, I love this color. It is absolutely stunning. It has like little sparkles all throughout. It literally makes your eye look wet. It's absolutely beautiful, like probably my favorite. Then I'm taking Whisper And I'm just kind of putting this in the inner corner, and I liked it. It was fine. It wasn't anything super special, but it was a needed color. Then I'm taking Sheen and add this a little bit in the center. This also is almost like a topper shade, and it has some sparkles throughout. I kind of took it all the way to the crease, I'm sorry, brow bone, and it was beautiful. Going back into Tender and just kind of darkening up that outer corner a little bit to give a little bit more depth, and took it on the lower lash line as well, fading it out with a fluffier brush. Then I took Stone. I kind of wanted to see the difference between this one and Mesh and all the other ones. It was a slight difference, not too much. I kind of blended everything. And this is the first look, definitely more on the cooler tone. I love it. I love that Delilah color. It's absolutely stunning. Now I wanted to try the color Mia, so I just kind of popped this in the center, and it definitely brought up even more light to that center of the lid. It's a beautiful, beautiful, again, wet effect. What a beautiful formula. And this is with Mia in the center. Starting the second look with this color Wit, I was actually quite surprised at how, I don't know, pigmented it was. I was expecting this to be maybe just a little lighter, but it definitely showed up. Also, I took Fair to kind of clean the, brow bone. I just kind of wanted to test the color, honestly, more than have an effect on my eye look. I went back to Wit and kind of deepened out that outer corner. Then I took Silhouette, and this is a beautiful, deep, brown. It has a slight cool undertone. It's absolutely beautiful. It doesn't swatch well, but it builds well, and it was easy to work with. It wasn't so pigmented that I was afraid to use it, but also it gave me enough pigment, and I was able to kind of buff this out. So I could just kind of wanted to make a smokier line with this. Then I wanted to try this color Ella. Now this also has all those little kind of sparkles throughout. I don't think this is like the wet formula, but it's so beautiful. With my pinky, it didn't apply quite as much. I didn't put much pressure. Tried it with a brush, it did a better job, and then added a little bit more with my finger, and yeah, it just built up on itself. It was really beautiful. I actually really like the undertone of this. Then I took Whisper on the inner corner all the way to the center, kind of meeting with that color Ella. This one, this is again, like I mentioned before, it's beautiful, but it's nothing special. Took Muse, which is this absolutely intense, probably the most bright shade in this palette, and I was so gentle. As you can see, I'm kind of like tapping a little bit because it was so bright. I didn't want it to kind of take over the whole look, but took it on the lower lash line as well. It was kind of bright, but I blended it out, put a little bit more silhouette, just kind of worked, around that shadow, and that's it. That is the second look. It's not quite as cool tone. You have that Wit that gives a little bit more warmth to it, which I actually really, really like. So you can kind of see that just between these two, you can get quite a more warm look, and then you have this first look that is definitely a little bit more cool tone, more taupey. I think it's really fun. So here are both of them side by side. I love them both. I don't prefer one over the other. Starting the third look with a Vague, I'm putting this in my crease, and actually this is such a stunning color. In the pan, I feel like it looks a little bit more maybe rosy, but it's actually a beautiful brown that has a little bit of warmth to it, but it's not too much. It's absolutely stunning. Then Silhouette, I'm taking that and building it on the outer corner. I kind of wanted some intensity there, and I'm not so worried about blending the color because I was gonna put something sparkly over it. I just kind of wanted that depth there, and you know, like fluffing it into the crease. I was thinking to do a halo eye, but then I kind of changed my mind. I just decided to bring some of that vague in the inner corner, but not the deep one. All over the lid, I'm taking travertine, and this was actually a surprise color. I don't know, I think I was expecting this to be maybe a little bit more cool tone, but it has this almost brown green shift in it. It's beautiful. And then the same with filigree. That one has a lot more sparkle, definitely a taupey color, but in both of these there's just a slight, because of the sparkles, a slight shift in it that looks just a dot green. It's not too much, it's a very slight. I feel like most people won't notice it, but I definitely did. Going on the lower lash line, just kind of smoking it out with that silhouette as well, and vague, just kind of what I did at the top. Then taking Fair to clean up around. Again, I kind of was just testing this color. And then took some travertine and filigree on the lower lash line. I love this look just like this, but I just wanted to play with a couple more shades. So I took Muse, put that in the inner corner, and then I took Delilah, and I kind of wanted to see how it would work on top of it, and it definitely brought a lot more light. Then I took Mia because I felt like I didn't use this shade, and this is probably the most beautiful sparkly wet looking topper, so I kind of wanted to give it a little bit of extra love. Put that all over the center gently, and this is the finished look. It's smoky, but it's not too much. I love this so much. I think it is a beautiful look. Also, it lasted all day long. So without a doubt, this palette was created for me. This is perfect. I truly don't think I would change one thing about this palette. I love it. I love it so much. I even want to say it's probably my favorite Natasha Denona palette. I have here the Biba palette. This is definitely so much warmer, as you can, tell. This is beat up. I use this so much, but I kind of feel like these tones right here, some of them are a little bit more muted, but they're so beautiful. You do have some cool tones for sure, some more neutral, but you also have this beautiful color right here, vague, that gives a little bit of I wouldn't say quite warmth, but a little bit of a pinkiness, warmth to it. It's not quite a pink color. It's like a brownie pink. You have this color that's, again, these are not too pinky colors. Like this has a little bit of peach in it, and it's still that a little bit more muted color right there. Beautiful transition shades. Now I will say you don't have a true neutral brown transition shades. You definitely have more taupey, a lot of taupe in this palette. But just I love everything about this palette, and I've seen reviews about it, and it seems like everybody kind of likes it, but I love it. This is like best palette release in such a long time. The shimmers are all so beautiful. Every single one of these performed incredible. I love the new kind of topper formula. This is Mia, and this is the one I kind of wanted to do one look, just like with this all over, and maybe this one right here in the crease, the color mesh, but I kind of got carried away and used other ones. And right at the end of this look, I added a little bit of this just so I can use this color, but this is gonna be beautiful, like on so many different skin tones. Look how stunning. There's like a pink base to it, but it's not too much. It's so sophisticated. Now the one color, Ella, when I first applied it, I thought, ooh, it wasn't picking up too well, but this also has a beautiful base to it that's not too much, and you kind of have to almost press it a little bit into the skin. I tried to use my pinky and it didn't press the product too well, and then I got like a flat brush and it worked really well. And then, you know, I kind of took a little bit more of the product and added. This also is beautiful all over the lid, would be stunning. I swear every single of these colors speaks my name. Delilah, so beautiful. So, oh, I stick my nail in it. Oh no. Look at this color. This is so beautiful. I don't know how much you guys can see, but see how it has all these small sparkles that are spread out so perfectly. They're not too sheer or like far apart, but they're not too packed. Oh, this is so beautiful. This actually reminds me of the potted NATASHA DENONA like cream shadows, not the formula whatsoever, but the shimmer that's spread out there. It kind of reminds me of that, and I love those, but they kind of they got dried pretty quickly. But oh, absolutely stunning. The color Muse right here in the center, it is so intense. Wow, like this you kind of have to be careful because look at that. There you go. It's so intense. This is again absolutely beautiful. The glitter here is a little bit more packed and more intense than the other ones. Let me see if I can swatch it here where the light will catch it better. There you go. It's so beautiful, but you can kind of spread it around and you just get like those glittery, almost Tom Ford toppers. Absolutely incredible. I love this. It also reminds me a little bit of the Makeup by Mario quartz topper that I always use. That one's actually beautiful as well, just formula wise. Now this color Travertine is so beautiful. Look at that. It's not quite gray. It has definitely quite a lot of brown in it, like, but like that shift almost gives me 2% green in it. See that? Hopefully the camera will pick it up, but I just find that so unique and special. And filigree has kind of similar, this is definitely more intense and taupey, but I think the sparkles in it just gives me something unique in it. That color is so intense and beautiful. I don't even know where to swatch it, but look at that taupiness. Oh, it is incredible. This is definitely the more intense, but I want to talk about Travertine just because I found it so unique. I didn't expect much from it, but when I played with it, I was like blown away. Actually, Vague and Travertine, those two together, so beautiful. What else? Sheen is beautiful. I felt like it was, you know, kind of soft, not super intense, but very beautiful sheen. It was a little bit pinky for my inner corner. So in my inner corner, Whisper right here, that has kind of the same formula. It's like they're beautiful metallic. This one worked better in my inner corner. And Muse definitely like glittery, but it actually worked in my inner corner. Let's try this here. Yeah, it definitely has a cool tone base to it, Whisper, but it's beautiful. I have no idea what I was saying because the bell ringed. But oh, I think I was trying to say that Mesh and Stone is right here, Mesh is right here. They're very similar. This is the one thing that I kind of wish maybe I had a different tone, maybe one less mauve-y base. See, there's definitely more depth in this one, but these were just a little bit too similar for me. Yeah, I wish there was more difference between these. Let's say Tender definitely is deeper. Like this one, yeah. But even between those, I don't know. I wish there was maybe one browner shade that was more neutral rather than gray, mauvey, taupey color. But That's my only complaint. Also, the color silhouette right here, absolutely stunning. And I like that we have this one because it gives so much depth to any look. So if you need some depth, that's beautiful. That's a terrible swatch. I actually got this wet. I think I got a brush wet in it, but it's right there. It definitely has a lot of depth. So I love it. I would say it's 9.9 out of 10 just because I wish I would have had just one more brown that wasn't quite as mauve-y, but the rest was beautiful. I even liked having fair right here because it helped clean up the look a lot. You could even brighten your inner corner with this, so it's a good shade. Absolutely love it. Now let's look at some comparison. I pulled out the NATASHA DENONA Biba. I've had some questions about this. As you can see, they're not very similar, right? And then we have the Glam palette and the I Need a Nude. And these are, I still think these are very different. The Glam palette, I would say it's deeper and there's some browns there. Yeah, the I Need a Nude, it's definitely more of a nude, more taupey palette overall. I actually really like some of the browns in the Glam palette. This is an incredible palette. Mine is absolutely beat up, but outer eyelid, this color right here is another taupe, and I kind of wanted to swatch it next to Filigree. So see here, maybe you can see a little bit more of that green that I was talking about. I'm not crazy. It's there. This is more purpley, and then we have the filigree that seems just a little bit more brown and like a dot of green. This is from I Need a Nude. This is from Glam palette. Honestly, I don't think these two palettes are similar in the undertone almost at all. Let's see other ones. Inner corner, it's a beautiful shimmery shade. And Muse right here has so much more glitter from the I Need a Nude palette. That has like actual tiny sparkles, and from the Glam palette, this is just smoother, just a regular metallic. This is so unique. Incredible formula. So I definitely prefer I Need a Nude over the Glam palette. The formula and the colors, I don't think there's any other dupes. Maybe Travertine and Outer Lid here. Maybe these two. No. I keep swatching things and there's nothing that's actual dupe here. I saw so many reviews that already like how you can look swatches side by side. I kind of feel like I don't need to do that right now because I have a feeling that you guys have watched like 10 other videos about this palette. But I just kind of wanted to see, is there any actual shadows that are even similar? And I think they're quite different. Now, I would say that this one reminds me the most of, this is the Makeup by Mario one, Ethereal Eyes. I am in love with this palette. I have used it so much, and I Need a Nude is very similar to this one. This has a little bit more pink. This has, I would say it's more muted. So I just swatched the ones that kind of look similar, and I made a big old mess because the mattes right here on this side are Makeup by Mario Ethereal, and the mattes right here are the new I Need a Nude. However, as we go down to the shimmers, the shimmers right here are Makeup by Mario, and then the shimmers right here are the new I Need a Nude. So this is not very practical. I should wipe it and redo the swatches, but I'm in such a hurry. I need to go cook because we have guests over today. So anyway, looking at all of this, I think the mattes are more similar. Here I feel like we have quite a few similarities. But when it comes to the shimmers, the formula, I'm actually going to do a video with my phone. Here we go. So these are the shimmers from the I Need a Nude, and these down here are from Makeup by Mario, and these are the mattes. So the shimmers from Natasha Denona are definitely much more intense. They have more base. The one from Makeup by Mario are more top coat and just more sparkly. And then the tones are different. There's some similarities here and there, but they're not exact dupes. But I would say that out of everything that I have, these are the most similar palettes. So if you didn't get to pick the Makeup by Mario palette, I think you would probably really enjoy the I Need a Nude palette. One more palette that I pulled out is this Dior Cashmere. I kind of felt like maybe there would be some colors in here that remind me a lot of the I Need a Nude one. For example, this color right here with Delilah. Do they have similar tones? Not exactly, but you know, they're probably similar enough on the eye. The I Need a Nude one definitely has that sparkly shade. The Dior is smoother. This is the old formula from Dior, by the way. And you know, the color isn't perfect, but similar vibe, I guess. Let's see this sparkly shade right here. I actually love this shade. Maybe that's closer. I put it up here. Yeah, I think the Dior Cashmere one is just a little bit overall more mauvey. And then the I Need a Nude is definitely more taupey. The browns seem similar-ish right here. That's the Dior one. And then the I Need a Nude. The Dior is definitely more pigmented. I Need a Nude is a little bit, swatch is bad, but actually it's really pretty on the eye. And why not? Let's swatch this one right here with Shein. This is Dior, and here we have Shein and Mia. You know, they're a little bit, actually the formula is similar enough. This one also has some sparkles and Mia has some sparkles. They're not exact dupe, but it just kind of, I think that the palettes reminded me of each other, and I thought you guys would want to know. Also, ooh, there's another shade. This one in the middle. I think I forgot to swatch this one with Ella here. Again, I think the Natasha Denona is just sparkly all overall. So that's Natasha Denona, and that's Dior. Ooh, I actually like the Natasha Denona Ella better. I think it's stunning. So those are the comparisons that I wanted to share with you guys. I feel like the I Need a Nude and the Makeup by Mario Ethereal are the most similar. When I look at the palette, the Makeup by Mario seems just a little bit more brighter. And this one seems just a little bit more muted, as you can see here. But they are similar enough where, you know, if you have this one, you don't need this one. But if you didn't get your hands on the Makeup by Mario, the Natasha Denona is incredible. So yeah, I absolutely love this palette. It is probably my favorite one from Natasha Denona, probably beating my Biba, just because these tones, I think they're more modern, more up to date almost. The formula is more interesting. I really like that topper sparkly shades. I think they're incredible. One of the best formulas that I've seen in a very, very, very long time. They're unique, they're special, elegant, but have an impact. So this is absolutely a yes. I love it. I'm so excited for this release. That is everything for today. Let me know your thoughts down below. I think it's incredible, and it seems like most people love it. But are you interested in the palette? Do you like the color story? Leave me all your thoughts down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.